This is part 5 in my series From Portraits to Puddles, New York City Memorials from the Civil War to the World Trade Center Memorial. We are moving on now to the Korean War Memorial. To get there from the East Coast Memorial, retrace your steps northwest along the Dewey Promenade. After you've passed Castle Clinton, bear right away from the water. The Korean War Memorial will be on your left, a 15-foot-tall silhouette of a soldier on a 5-foot-tall pedestal. The paved approach to it is on the north side. This memorial honors those who fought in the Korean War, 1950 to 1953. A Parks Department sign to the left of the approach recounts the major events of the Korean War, which was also known as the Forgotten War. Don't read the sign right now. One way or another, it will affect how you look at this sculpture, and as I said when we looked at Erickson, it's better to approach a sculpture without preconceptions. The sculpture is a trapezoid of polished gray granite. Cut through the granite is a silhouette of a soldier outlined in stainless steel. He wears a helmet, fatigues, and boots, and carries a backpack and a rifle. His head is turned so we can't see the bone structure of his face. The army gear obscures the shape of his body. As a result, this soldier is completely anonymous, even more so than the figures in many World War I memorials who were low-ranking but whose faces we could at least see. What is the significance, what's the purpose of this utter anonymity? To find out, let's look at the memorial's subsidiary details. On the north side, facing the paved approach, is the inscription Korean War 1950-1953. Flanking it are mosaic flags of the United States and South Korea. Below that, 20 smaller mosaic flags encircle the pedestal. Carved into the pavement around the pedestal are the names of 22 countries, each with numbers of dead, wounded, and missing in action. The clue to this multitude of nationalities is the symbol that appears above the Korean War inscription. It's the emblem of the United Nations. The opposite side of the sculpture, the one facing south, bears the inscription, the Universal Soldier. Unlike other memorials that we've looked at, this one doesn't only honor American soldiers. It honors soldiers of all nationalities who participated in the UN mission to Korea, from Americans and South Koreans to Danish, Canadians, and Thai. Aside from the inscriptions, there's an even less visual message embodied in the Korean War Memorial. According to the sculptor's website, at 10 a.m. on July the 27th, the sun slants through the soldier's empty head and falls in the shape of a small flame on the segment for Greece. This is to commemorate the signing of the armistice that ended the Korean War on July 27, 1953. But unless you happen to know the date and time of the armistice, and you also happen to be visiting the memorial at that moment, you couldn't possibly get that. I've been visiting outdoor sculpture in New York for almost 2 decades and haven't yet managed to be there at the right time, nor have I ever seen a photograph of that effect. Lesson number 5 for the World Trade Center Memorial. It's not wrong to honor every nationality, but the way that it's done here creates a problem. Getting the message, in this case, means reading the flags and the pavement rather than looking at the soldier's figure. This memorial is verbal as much as visual. And because the focus is on nations and statistics, it's difficult to get emotionally involved. It's like reading a list of quotes from the New York Stock Exchange. There is a lot there to rouse passions, but you have to bring a lot of knowledge to the party before you feel any strong emotions. So the lesson for the World Trade Center Memorial is, in visual art, visuals rule.